everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecolored.co.uk and thank you very, very much for joining me. This is what I've been making today. So today's project is this cute little gift bag. And this is actually the third version of this that I've made, because the first version I just didn't like it at all. It didn't come out the way that it was in my head, so I went away and thought it out again. And then the second one, I made that and I filmed it and I really liked it, and then when I went to edit the video, something had gone radically wrong with the setup and it was completely out of focus. You couldn't see a thing. So this is the third time lucky. Stay with me, I'll show you how I made it. I've cut a piece of the Bird Ballad DSP to 10.5 inches by 6 3/4. Now this paper has a definite direction to it, and this is going to be the top of my bag. So I'm going to start by scoring at 3/4 of an inch from the top of the bag and at 4 3/4 inches from the top of the bag. Then I'm going to rotate my paper and I'm going to score it at 2 inches and at I've got to think 5 inches. That nearly went wrong. And at 7 inches and at 10 inches. Now at this horizontal fold line here, I am going to score at 1 inch, but only as far down as the score, and then at 6 inches, and again only as far down as the score line. Okay, so I have my bone folder and I'm just going to burnish those score lines so that you can see them a bit more clearly. And I'm going to do some trimming. So I'm going to chop away this skinny little rectangle on the end here. And I'm going to cut quite a sharp angle out of this flap, so it looks like that. And I may even make that even steeper as I go along. And now I'm going to cut as far as this fold line, just a skinny little piece. So that the skinniest possible triangle is being cut away there. I'm working on what is going to be the back of the bag, and I've just made a mark where that crease I made, that score line I made, crosses the horizontal line going all the way across there. I hope I'm making myself clear. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my ruler, and this is where the bottom flat fold is, and I'm just going to draw between that point and that point, and then I'm going to do the same from this corner again to that point where I made that mark. And I hope that you can see what I'm doing. Right, now drawing this in is kind of optional, and I've done it so that you can see what I'm doing, because what I really need to do is to take my my embossing tool, and I've got a squishy mat underneath, so I've got something to dig into because I'm working on paper, not card. And I'm just going to score along those two lines. So if you're making one of these, it is going to be entirely up to you whether or not you put the marks in for yourself. Yeah, again, I'm going to mark where those two score lines cross. It's entirely up to you whether or not you want to sketch them in first. And again, I'm using a pen. If you did want to sketch them in, pencil would be absolutely fine. Or you may just want to go for it and just do them straight on to your DSP. So I'm going to burnish these creases, and where these are going to be mountain folds, these are going to have to be valley folds. So probably easier to do it on this side actually. Yes, it is. I'm not getting in my own light, as it were. There we go. And I've already practiced on this one, so that one's already done. Now this is kind of how the bag is going to go together. Just going to go sort of like that. So again, I'm going to make this just a little bit skinnier, and I'm going to glue the front and back of the bag together with liquid adhesive. And I'm doing that because I've cut quite a chunk away from there, so I want something that is going to hold pretty well. There we are. Right, so this is going to be the front of the bag. So my two edge flaps are going to turn in like that. I'm going to put some liquid adhesive on that surface of that flap. So that's the back coming to the front, and this bit is going to have liquid adhesive on that surface, and that's going to go front to back. I could have used tape. But since I had my trusty liquid adhesive out anyway, I've decided that that is what I am going to use. Okay, so that's the basic shape of the bag. I'm going to pop that on one side for the adhesive to dry while I work on the tag for the front. I want a tag to go onto the front of my bag, and I've cut a piece of Whisper White with the stitched labels dies. I have fussy cut out from another piece of the bird Ballad DSP, these cute little birds sitting on a branch, and you get a whole sheet of paper with beautiful little birds on, and you can either make something out of it like a bag, or you can do as I've done and chop it up, but the other side is very, very pretty as well. So I'm going to keep one piece of it for chopping up into little birds. So those little birds are going to sit on the front like that. But before I put them down, I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which comes from Free as a Bird. I have Memento Tuxedo Black, and I'm inking up the stamp, which I have put onto the acrylic block, so quite high towards the top, and I'm being super brave and just pressing down. And I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the ink to transfer, lift up and away, and that is done. That is fine. I'm happy with that. Let me just wipe the stamp very quickly, because the last version of this I made, because this is actually incarnation number 3, I actually managed to get ink on my thumb and put it onto the tag, so I'm just checking my thumbs are clean. And actually this one could probably do with a bit of a wipe. Okay. Right, and liquid adhesive once more, and onto the back of my little birdies. I'm going to pop some liquid adhesive, and I'm going to arrange those prettily on my tag. And isn't that cute and so quick? Now if you wanted to, you could probably take one of the images, or one or more of the images on the Free as a Bird set and stamp it out. That's a cute little bird, and colour it in. But do you know what? We're in a hurry today. We're going to make it quick. Okay, so this has had some time for the adhesive to set up. Now this is a sample, let's be honest. If I were making this to put a present in for real, this is the point at which I would pop my little gift inside. So what could you fit in there? You could fit quite a few sweeties. You could fit a little item of jewellery, you know, just saying. Maybe, you know, I don't know, small sample size bottle of perfume or something like that. You know, whatever you want to, really. So I have decided, if I can find it, where's it gone? For the sake of speed, I'm just going to hold it closed with a little teeny tiny staple. And I could have used a glue dot, I could have used a bit of tape, but today I thought I would use a staple. I haven't used a staple for a good long time, so that is going to go on the front like that. Let me pop it down with, let me have a think, dimensionals. Why the devil not? Can't go wrong with a dimensional or two. So I've popped them again towards the bottom of the tag, and I'm trying to line them up so that where the point starts to happen, if you know what I mean, where that starts to slope, is level with the folded bit at the top of the bag. And you know what, it's not the end of the world if it's not, but I just thought that would look kind of neat. Okay, it's nearly there, we're nearly there. This is the Whisper White polka dot tulle ribbon. And now you're saying, right, I know you've taken leave of your senses, because that is not Whisper White at all. Well, it was. Okay, it started its life as Whisper White, and it got coloured. So how much of this do I need? So let's look around there, and a bit left over for a bow. So let's chop off that much. Okay. And I followed a tutorial by from another Stampin' Up demonstrator, and her YouTube channel is, need to think, oh, Cherie's Cards, I think. And it was very, very simple to do this. All I did was I cut a length of my Whisper White polka dot tulle, and I got a jam jar, put in enough hot water to cover the tulle, put in a teaspoonful roughly of salt, because back in the day when I was a student and I was doing a subsidiary in textile arts, we did batik, and that is what we used to do. We used to put a bit of salt in with the dye to make it a little bit less liable to run when we didn't want it to. So yeah, so did that, put about 25 to 30 drops of re-inker in there. This happens to be Granny Apple Green. Left it overnight, dried it out, and I had coloured Whisper White tulle, if that makes any sense. Probably not. Okay, so we're nearly done. We're going to have one more little bit of something extra on here. So I'm going to use the Bird Ballad trinkets. So there's that kind. There is that kind. Now I used one of those on the last version of this I made. Or there is that kind. Oh, that is sweet. Let me put my big sausage fingers out the way. Let me show you that one. That is super sweet. So I think I'm going to use that one. And have I got tweezers ready? Probably not, knowing me. Go. These aren't the tweezers that I was looking for, but they will do. So, glue dots. Let's put things where you can actually see them. That would be good, wouldn't it? That would be super good. I'm going to tuck a glue dot behind this bow to stop it from moving around too much. And then I'm going to pop this onto another glue dot. Come here, glue dots. All I seem to have left is backing tape. There we go. Teeny tiny little bow on teeny tiny little glue dots. Come on, right, now I can put it there or I can put it there. What do you think? Some of you are saying there, some of you are saying there. I don't know. Ooh, decisions. I can put it there. I am going to put it there. See, this is why I don't use tweezers, because I'm useless with them. Okay. And now I'm going to step away from the gift bag because that is finished. And there it is. That is the finished gift bag, and I'm just going to bring in version number 2 to show you. Yeah, I like them both. You know, I really love the paper on this one, and I really love these little birdies on this one, but they're both rather cute, I think. So yeah, what do you think? Do you prefer one? Let me know in the comments box down below. But that is it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I would love it if you came back and saw me again sometime soon. But for now, bye bye.